to Stick to the Pod, episode 8. So, where do we start? Great weekend of NIHL North Hockey. We have the Warriors 5-game losing streak. We've got the Hull Jets winning at home again, losing away from home again. We have the Barons, who must have covered themselves in as much grease as possible to slide their way out of the situation they got themselves into. Widnes revenge their defeat against Blackburn. The Stars win again, and the D-side Dragons are on a bit of a run at the moment. So let's just get straight into it. We'll start with Saturday, just the one fixture, and it was, well, as you'd expect, the Hull Jets winning on home ice. Unfortunately, at the time of recording, I don't have any scorers for this game. I don't have a lot of information in this game. I've been searching for most of yesterday and some of today, but not a great deal of information. But the Hull Jets avenging that loss to Sheffield from the week before and taking the victory 6-1. The only other fixture on that day that wasn't in our division but does concern Blackburn Hawks in the Northern League away to Kilmarnock Thunder. And I believe it went to overtime, penalty shots maybe, after a 5-5 tie. So into Sunday and into the thick of it, we had 4 fixtures. We're going to go straight up to Hillheads, north of me here, and a 5th loss in a row for the Whitley Warriors. The biggest talking point from the game, I believe, was probably Carl Bacon and Kyle Powell going toe-to-toe. More of a hug fest, but fair play to both lads going at it. I wondered how Carl Bacon would fare, because it did appear the week before he was dropped by Zachary Yokoyama, but yet held his own and went toe-to-toe with the big Carl Powell. Fair play to both lads. The game seemed to be a very close one throughout. The second goal being an empty net goal at the end of the game. The goal scorers being Brodie Jessen on the power play, and like I said, that empty net goal. But it is a little bit concerning for the Warriors. Again, I mentioned it a week or so ago. I fully expect some changes to happen. It must happen. Already brought in Hodgkinson in from Leeds, another defenseman though. So I was told that I think Grigor's played forward on Sunday evening. But to be blanked at home, to be fair, no disgrace. The D-side Dragons are a good side. Again, I mentioned at the start of the season that this team should be up there. Started a bit slow themselves. Got 2 big heavy defeats from the Stars, but they're starting to find their way into it now and warming themselves up. Obviously, having that McKinney ban as well at the start of the season did have an effect on their play, and he seems to have come in and settled things down. So, yeah, a good result for the D-side Dragons against the Whitley Warriors. But, yeah, a lot of questions are going to start again asked about the Warriors. They won the first 5. They've lost the second 5 in their 10 games so far. And were we a bit premature at the start of the season to say this Warriors team will be competing for a league title? Yeah, they brought the big name in Tony Hand, but just maybe, he doesn't have the tools at his exposure that we thought he would have. The next fixture I'm going to cross over into will be the Billingham Stars and the Hull Jets. Obviously, you know, I am a Stars fan, so I can go into this game with a little bit more detail. I was very confident going into this game. I don't know why. Hull are a good side. Their away form is not as strong as their home form. They brought a massive bench, and the game to play had a lot of energy. And Stars are not even close, were they anywhere near to the best, but still played very good hockey. Should have had 2-3 goal lead, maybe 4 going into the end of the first. But Zach Brown again stood tall. Played huge all night. A couple of lucky bounces in the second period. Well, you create your own luck. A couple of lucky bounces for the Stars. Got us 2 goals on the board. Hull got a lucky bounce with Beach goal. Stars did run out 6-3 winners. Sykes getting 2. I believe he's up the top there with 29 points already in just 11 games played this season. Beach scoring again for Hull, as he does most weeks. And the impressive young lad Jones, who I believe is on a 2-way with the Hull Seahawks. Nothing really major, no major talking points from the game. There was a big hit by Andy Finn, got himself 2 minutes for elbowing for that. I do believe the highlights of this game are out, so get yourself over to the Stars social media there and you can watch that game in full. But a good solid performance from the Stars, but by any means was it anywhere near their best, which could ring alarm bells for the rest of the league if they can pull out victories against really good sides like the Hull Jets and not be anywhere near their best. But the next fixture we're going to go to is going to be the Blackburn Hawks and the Widnes Wild. I believe the Hawks had some more bodies back for this game. The Widnes Wild had some of the lads from the Kilmarnock Thunder that they've signed. I think one was missing. The lad who got the hat-trick against the Warriors was missing. The Wild run out 5-3 winners in Blackburn. Now that for me is probably one of the biggest shocks after what I saw in Widnes the week before with the Billingham Stars. I think Stars beat them 9-1. I hadn't seen a worse team all season long than the Wild. They've got themselves fair play to the player coach, Coulter. He's got them training. He's got them going this weekend, and yeah, he's got a result. They've worked hard. They've pulled out a result for the coach and for the fans that will have travelled. Obviously, a big derby game as well. So obviously, bragging rights are equal at the moment, a game each. But I don't think many people would have saw that result coming. Hawks were looking quite good at one point. I know the loss of Shudra has been huge, probably too big to fill his shoes, unless you brought an import in to replace him. He's that good a player. I think Adam Barnes was back, but just back from an injury, so you don't know how fit he was. Yeah, the Widnes Wild coming out 5-3 winners. I'm just looking through the scorers. Not really much to shout about scorer-wise because I haven't really had someone stand out. McNulty, Gilbert, Alderson, Barlow, Harper, the goal scorers there for the Wild. And for the Hawks, it was Riddick, Royd, Crawley. So into the final game of that weekend, last weekend, well, I think a lot of people had their attention on this game at one point. I think at one point it was 4-1 to the Nottingham Lions. I don't know how they managed to do it. Those Solihull Barons, like I said at the top of the show, they've either covered themselves in as much grease or butter or whatever you want to call it, to squeeze themselves out of that situation and managed to grab the 2 points with a 7-6 overtime victory. And the OT winner coming from, obviously, Dan Mulcahy. It was only ever going to be Dan Mulcahy, Phil Mulcahy, or Nick Otterson getting the game winner for them. But not their top line getting the goals on Sunday night. Webb got one, Crow's got a couple. Shallons has got a goal as well. And then obviously you have your usuals for your Lions, Yokoyama, Grimshaw, Mather. Obviously you're going to see Yokoyama score most weeks. So yeah, I did end up watching like the last 10 minutes of regulation of that game after the Stars game. Mrs. wanted to get straight home and watch the Grand Prix, so I thought I would watch remaining of that game. And fair play to the Barons, they dug deep and they got that big 2 points, just showing that on any given night, if you don't turn up, someone's there waiting to turn you over. So you've got to be prepared and you've got to be ready to go every single night. So coming up to this weekend, what do we have coming? Again, just the one lonely game on a Saturday. We know up north we don't like many Saturday games, which is a shame because I'd love to watch us Saturday, Sunday all through the season. But obviously we know it's just not possible with that sort of schedule. But it is a tough game as well. The Widnes Wild, after that huge win in Blackburn, will go down into Solihull at Hobbs Moat Road. Never an easy place to go. And they'll probably be feeling quite joyous after getting away with one in Nottingham, you could say, scraping that overtime victory. And then we move into Sunday and we have the Billingham Stars at home to the Nottingham Lions. Now, it should be a formality, but the Stars have still got to turn up. They've still got to prepare. They've still got to turn up in the right frame of mind and do the job professionally, or they could be on the end of an embarrassing result. And now the game of the weekend, for me anyway, is going to be the informed Deeside Dragons against the also informed Solihull Barons. So very, very interesting fixture, and it'll be certainly one I'll be keeping my eye on that Sunday evening whilst at the forum. And the other fixtures are the Sheffield Scimitars against the Blackburn Hawks. I believe that is a lunchtime face-off, so I will be keeping a close eye on that one as well. It's certainly interesting to see how that one goes. Sheffield, although pulled up one or two surprises, they are in games and they are taking the game to their opponents. So if you're not switched on, they'll certainly do some damage. And then the other fixture is the Whitley Warriors and the Widnes Wild. So a tough weekend on the road for Widnes Wild, going all the way down to the Barons and then all the way up to the Whitley Warriors. And if they've got this new frame of mind, like they did on Sunday when they beat the Hawks, who knows what could happen in them two fixtures. And obviously you've got the Barons who are chasing down the Stars at the moment. I think they've got 3 games in hand. They win them 3 games, top of the league. So that's there for them. But they know if they have a bad performance and drop off, they could just fall away and let the Stars start to pull away from the pack. Wishful thinking, I know. And the Warriors in front of their home crowd. I think it's a big game for the Warriors. Let's hope that they've got a lot of their injuries back. I know they've got quite a few. But that's a big game for the Warriors in front of the home crowd. Like I say, they've lost 5 in a row. I'd have to ask a couple of people, when was the last time you heard the Warriors lose 5 in a row? I don't think it's happened. Well, what, 5 in the top of my head for 5 or 6 years? I don't believe it's happened. It's probably longer than that. You're probably looking back more 8 to 10 years to when that last happened. But it's something worth looking into. If you know, give me a shout. The email address is there. sticktothe.pod@gmail.com, or drop me a message on Twitter, obviously now known as X, or the Facebook page. Or even if you just want to give the YouTube a like and subscribe, you can also leave the comments on the episodes on there. And that is pretty much it for tonight. I just want to say thank you to those few people who have got in touch into my last episode where I asked the question about the point situation. I know I had a chat with a few people at the Stars game on Sunday night about it. So yeah, thanks for approaching me and talking to me about it. But yeah, don't be shy. Get in touch. Drop me an email. Drop me a message, whether it's on my Facebook page, Stick to the Pod, or if you know me personally, privately, and you want to chat hockey, just drop me a message. I don't mind. I can talk hockey all day long, all night long. Or you can, like I say, drop me a line on the Twitter feed, or even on my personal pages if you have access to those. These episodes as well, they're only around 15 to 20 minutes long. I can try and make them longer if that's what people want, or I can try and make them a bit more compact and a bit smaller to 10 to 15 minutes if that's what people want. Or people want me to cover other stuff, just let me know what it is that you'd like me to talk about. If you wanted me to try and dip my toe into the second division, I can try and do that, or at least pull up the results and let people know the results and what's happening in the second division there, especially with the Billingham Buccaneers now, the second team in Billingham. People want to know about how they're getting on, just let me know. And if you want me to get people on, if you'd be interested in me doing interviews, I know there's a few guys out there who do interviews as well on their podcasts. So I was kind of trying to stay away from that side of it. But if you want me to try and get interviews in, I can certainly do that. I can speak to some of the guys, speak to some of the fans, see if I can speak to some of the coaches that I know around, whether it's from the league above, league below, our league. Just let me know. Give me some thoughts. Ask me some questions. Also, as well, I'm only 8 episodes in, and it was something that it was on the back burner. And I know another podcast do this, but as well, YouTube Live, I could possibly do something like that in the future. If you would join in and obviously get on YouTube Live, and would you partake, ask questions, get involved. But yeah, these things are, as well as for me talking hockey, are for you guys as well, for me trying to keep you guys informed with as much as I know. That's about all, folks, for me tonight. No big, huge talking points. There's nothing in DOPS. DOPS is probably not going to be out until Thursday or Friday anyway. But if there's anything major that gets dropped, I might just whack out a little 5-10 minute video or something like that episode. Probably not on the likes of Apple or Spotify. I might just whack it out straight onto YouTube if it's just a little 5-10 minute thing, if anything major happens suspension wise. But from looking around the league, I don't think anything's happened. There's been no fights or anything like that. Obviously the one fight in Whitley Bay, there shouldn't be any suspensions from that. I think it was just 2 lads willing to go toe-to-toe. But yeah, any questions, drop us a line, and I'll see you again, or I should say speak to you again next week. Thank you very much.